Hi guys, welcome back to the EanSayBoo podcast. And again, today I'm sick again. And today is going to be more of a tragic, almost kind of story. And it's kind of a little bit concerning and very conspiracy theory kind of thing. And I want to apologize for my sickness. And I hope you guys are having a good day or night. I don't believe if you're watching this at night. So let's get started. It began at 7:59 a.m. when American Airlines Flight 11 left the Boston Logan Airport for Los Angeles with 92 people aboard, including the 5 hijackers linked to the terrorist group called Al-Qaeda or whatever. I don't care about them. They're awful. And between 8:14 and 8:20 in the morning, the hijackers sieged the cockpit, disabled the transponders, and turned south towards New York City. But at 8:14, United Airlines Flight 175 also left Boston for Los Angeles with 65 people aboard. It would soon be taken over by hijackers between 8:41 and 8:45, and at 8:46, Flight 11 rammed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, killing all 65 people aboard and 1,356 people within the building of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. I'm sorry, but that's just so unhuman thinking. That's kind of very sad. It's not something to do or something that should be done. The New York emergency responders and national media originally treated the attack like it was an accident, but by 9:03 in the morning, of course, Flight 175 slammed right into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. It was clear that the country was under attack, killing all 65 people and 624 people inside the South Tower. But 2 other planes were hijacked. One of them hit the Pentagon in D.C., and another originally was supposed to hit either the White House or the Capitol building, but it hit into a field somewhere in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. But there's also suspicion that a 5th one was supposed to be hijacked. It started at 9 a.m. where United Airlines Flight 23 was about to take off from the John F. Kennedy Airport in New Jersey to go to the Los Angeles airport. But flight attendant Barbara notices that there was 4 people that she knew could not eat meat. She was trying to give them a plate of fruits so they could eat, as it was going to be a long flight, about 5 hours. Barbara pointed out that there was a tall, well-built gentleman with a young boy about 6 to 7 years old, a woman in a hijab, and a bodyguard of some sort. Another flight attendant by the name of Sandy notices the job was very tight around the face, and that there were hands on her her very large hands, almost like she was a man. Sandy notices a man was sweating excessively in a very cold airplane. That is not normal. It's either the guy was sick or something was supposed to be planned. I don't know, maybe he had like his phone, which I highly doubt because they didn't have like, the iPhone or any of that stuff in 2001. That's more of like a 2010, 2008 kind of thing. And here's where it gets even more weird. The well-built man asked the purser if his kid, the 6 to 7-year-old kid, could go in and see the cockpit. Deborah was giving out the food and drinks to everyone, but when the gentleman and the purser was talking to the gentleman said, "You know what, it doesn't really matter." Then the gentleman was repeatedly screaming, "We don't want to eat, we want to take off." That sounds very suspicious. As flight attendant Sandy was handing out jackets to people, one of the persons said, "Did they get the White House?" No. Thank goodness they didn't. Why would you even ask that? That does not sound like something you should be saying. That's a little unnecessary to be asking somebody that, especially a flight attendant. The pilot checked the plane and it made sure it was empty, and it was empty. Everybody got out of the plane, or was it? People on the ground saw 2 people running across the plane about 20 minutes after it was locked. Yeah, something fishy was going on. The next day, the FBI were doing an investigation on the plane, but they found that the hash that led to the electronic room that like controls all the generator and all that, it's like, I don't know how I would describe it. It's like a computer room or something. I guess that's how I would describe it. It also controls like the engine and all that, which nobody should be when it's on, let alone if it's a civilian or somebody that's not working for the airline. So that's a little weird. They also discovered 2 box cutters on the airplane next to Flight 23, which was Flight 22, and was physically next to Flight 23. There was also theories that the plane would have hit the Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, even if it wasn't targeted, or if it was going to be targeted. It is still scary to think that your plane could be used as a weapon of mass destruction.